Who needs an intro? Because I evidently I can't script things. I can't say things like I think I want to say and make it all planned out. And it just don't work well with me if I do things through a script. So that's why I'm off the cuff and I just say what comes to mind, and it just better. It's just better because this is like the third take. So you know what, I'm gonna say something interesting, and it don't work out that way. But I will tell you this: this Nissan Altima comes complete from the stereotype with the driver and the issues. The only thing that's missing is the first steering wheel, and I think I've probably seen some fake eyelashes in this car once before. I think I've seen it, and I haven't seen traces of the tumbleweave yet. So the customer comes complete with it. So where they have a poor understanding of understanding, so the comprehension skills ain't there. I call them Section 8 customers. Take it how you want it. If you're a Nissan driver and you don't meet the criteria of that, don't get mad at me. But I do have a term that I've coined, and yeah, Section 8 customers. They just meet a particular stereotype. Not only does the power steering pump whine, it has multiple oil leaks, and the person do not want to get most of those things fixed. So we're just going to do the bare minimum today. We're just going to fix the misfire. It's not a blatant misfire, and I know what it is. And if you deal with these Nissans before, you're going to know what these common misfire under load conditions are. Like, what's the causation? And I'm going to be honest, I've got plenty of coil boots laying on the side over there where they arc. Let me show you. Here we go. I like to save these, and I just stopped saving them after a certain amount. But what happens? The secondary portion. This is where the plug goes. It sits like this. The spark plug sits down in there. It arcs right at the coil boot. Very common. There's one right there. This is how it's supposed to look, but then it looks like this. There's another one. I don't know if this one's right here. It's not as prominent, but you can see it's not smooth like this. It looks rigid, and I think this is one of the worser ones right there. See how smooth that is? Look how rigid and that portion is, and it's kind of recessed too. If you look at it at a right angle, at a good angle, it looks recessed. So this is common. Usually the coils don't fail. I didn't scope anything. I didn't go through any extensive diagnosing on this. This was common. I'm just like, I just know for a fact, either I'm gonna find a crap ton of oil in the plug well where the boot sits in there. This is gonna be saturated with oil. It shows signs of valve covers leaking. So I wouldn't be surprised if the tube seals fail. I'll find that, and that'll contribute to arcing or failure of this plug boot. That'll contribute to it, and it'll cause it to arc because it'll weaken the rubber. Oil and rubber don't mix, especially when it's just sitting down in there, this type of rubber. So I'm expected to find either that or this, one of the two. But I will say I'm going to change the plug. When I pull it out, inspect that, change that, and the coil boot. Or just swap one of the new coils here and just put it in the back. But that's not to say it's going to last forever. If you watch my channel, you'll know that new parts fail prematurely. They just don't last 100,000 miles. That's the story of my life. Okay. With that said, I'm just going to tear into it. Number 5 is the one that's generating the code, and when you drive it and you underload it pushes back, and it's like a person being electrocuted. It's rapid and instantaneous. It starts and stops instantly. So it's the misfires aggressive, like this is some sort of arcing condition. Fuel issues will be more gradual. Compression issues can be more. It can be hard too, depending on what happens in the chamber. But because of how aggressive from a start and stop state, this is going to just be an arcing condition. Let me tear into this. I'm just gonna pry this, move what I need to, slide the intake around, and just get the space that I need, and then we'll come back. I'll come back and we'll see what it looks like down up in there. So here's our number 5 right here. And simply just pull the connector off, take a 10 millimeter, pull off the retaining rope. Oh gosh. I guess I was wrong. I go to pull it out and the whole coil just separated. Take a look at that. Well, at least I got a coil I can replace. They ain't never had that happen. But I mean, the boot was bad. I mean, I was right, kind of. Let's see if it'll come out. There we go. So I was wrong with the oil and the way the misfire will be generated, but I was like, it was secondary though. I mean, I was right about that. It wasn't primary. So we can get away with just, I'm just gonna simply swap the coil that's good in the front here. Somebody replaced, I think, I can't remember if I did it or not, replace the bare ass coil. So I'm gonna replace that. Put this one in the back. Take that and put it in the back. I'm gonna be honest, because of the circumstances this customer is in and what we're having to deal with, I'm not going through a lot of stuff. And I prefer not to go into great detail, but you know, if you get the stereotypical Nissan Altima customer, you kind of probably understand what I'm probably getting at. I guess long story short, you know, they're not paying for it. So I would like to put new plugs and boot sets and everything on here, but that's not this type of customer here. So I should have. I don't know. I don't know. I'm a little indecisive pulling the plug out, because if the plugs are going to be bad in the front, I can just pull one out in the front. If that's going to look the way it's going to look, then all the plugs need replaced. It's not in the budget. We're not doing it. Why care about it? And trust me, man, I hate to have that mentality, because it's like, well, if you don't care, why should I care? But I mean, I'm not going to outdo myself to appease a particular person that's going to be unappreciative and ungrateful. So this is what we're doing. This is what we're getting. Man, I got this whole car done with, and everybody came out. I was sitting there socializing, so I don't know. I don't know what to say. But look, the car's done. I mean, it runs fine. I let it sit here idle for a little bit. Took it around the block for like less than a mile. But when I tell you this car is dangerous, the strut tower. Look at the strut. I don't think it's supposed to be there. So you can imagine. I didn't take this on a I didn't take this on like a legit test drive, but it sounds very bad in the front end when you're driving this thing. So that'll kind of give you an idea. It's fixed enough that what its misfires resolved, and you can drive it without hesitation. No pun intended. I think that's a pun there. But for the most part, this was just cut and dry. I don't even know what the hell this video is about. I just need to do something. Hell, you saw that I had a situation and the situation's fixed. So we did have some sort of conflict resolution. Not picking on the customer. This was a stereotypical replacement with the stereotypical car. You can see the smoke billowing from the engine. I don't know if you can see that. It's got a lot of oil leaks and stuff too. Everything's broken on this car. But the engine works though. I guess that should signify how reliable these cars are. If somebody can neglect the hell out of these engines and it still run, damn it, this engine must have a hell of a reputation. But look, I'm gonna get on to the next vehicle. Cause I got a Honda Accord that came back with the misfire, and yes, I screwed up. So talking junk about somebody else's car, maybe I screwed up on this other car. But if anything happened, this car got to come back, I'll be sure to let you know. But hit that link, subscribe to the channel, stay informed, how to reach us more. See you on the next one.